Alright, video time! Hello to everybody out there in the land of YouTube. My name is Jonathan McAdam. I am the owner, designer, creator of StArt. Basically what StArt is branding is that every day we have the opportunity to start again with limitless possibilities. Myself, I am a recovering addict. It's been a little over 7 years now. So essentially when I was 30 years old, I started my life over again. Prior to that, as mentioned, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes essentially took over my life. I essentially had no control over my actions, no control over the decisions that I was making because every single thing that I did evolved around my addiction and getting my fix. Basically because of that, prior to the last 3 years, before getting clean and sober, I was homeless, drunk and high every single day, sleeping on couches, sleeping underneath trees in the middle of the winter. Hadn't seen my daughter for 3 years, so deadbeat dad. One night, I was filled with so much anger, so much shame, so much regret, so much pain. Actually took a lighter and started punishing myself because of who I had become. I really disliked and hated, the individual I became. Essentially started with the lighter, did my first burn on my forearm, and then went up to my bicep, and then my shoulder, and then this other shoulder, and then down through my arm, and then down through here. So alcohol, drugs, cigarettes essentially had destroyed my life, right? And at the age of 10, I grew up in guardianship, foster care, group home, went through alcohol, went through abuse. So by the age of 10, I was already, I already considered myself tainted, right? I had no worth, I had no value. Basically, my worth and my value was, and my aspirations in my life, was to have sex, to do drugs, to get drunk, to live on the wild side, to party, to get into trouble, and basically just rebel, because that's what life had given me. That was the cards that I was dealt. And then, so that's what I did. That's how I lived my life. And then, as mentioned, you find yourself 30 years old, deadbeat dad, drunk and high every single day, waking up sick, tired, not even knowing what day it is. I remember one time my daughter and her brother was supposed to come over. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. And I woke up, and then I didn't have any clue what time it was. Like, is this 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night, or what is it? What day is it? And then, I hear the kids, they're running up the stairs, and they're like, all excited to see Daddy. And then Daddy runs to the door and locks out his kids, So it's the lowest of the low. It's the lowest of the low. So, hence why I had no respect for who I was either, right? But there was always that other self, that higher self, the true Jonathan that was inside. And I used to do a lot of writings and things like that, and it used to be like my higher self, expressing himself and being like, "Hey, man, you're worth more, Stop drinking, stop getting high." I used to have my buddy, and he used to say, it's like, man, he's like, you're young, you have the whole world by the balls, so go out and capture it, right? Again, I didn't see it, but when I was 30, I was like, enough is enough, I gotta do something. Everything that I didn't want to become, I became, and everything I became, I didn't want to become. So, put myself in treatment, 26 months, built up spiritual foundation, put my trust in the Lord. And now I have, starting up this channel, just more or less try and share a bit of my journey, a bit of my knowledge, in respects to where I come from and the process of which I've taken to get to where I am now, right? So even as it is, like right now, I have my own business, StArt, StArt, ArtZ, and so you can go check that out on www.startarts.com. Also have my business Facebook page, StArt, and on Instagram. And guess what that's called? Yeah, StArt, ArtZ. So thank you for listening to this, and subscribe to this channel, man. I'm telling you, because I want to try and get through a whole bunch of different things. A lot of this is about believing in yourself and capturing your personal power, right? A lot of this is going back through your past and dealing with all the shit that you don't want to deal with. A lot of this is about taking moral inventory of who you are, what you're capable of doing. A lot of this is about what you can do to be an observer of who you are, right? But the main thing is that every single day to be the best version of yourself, right? To be connected to that one spirit, that one love, that one creator that lives inside of all of us, right? We are in one with God, and God is in one with us, and to be able to own that, right? And then even in respects to, if you're not a believer in a higher power, then believe in the higher power of yourself, right? I mean, sometimes I believe in the fact that I am, my own separate universe. I am the creator of my reality. Every single thing that happened in my life, regardless of the circumstances and situations, I was the one that was in control of how I reacted to every single thing that happened in my life. Every single decision that I've made in my life has brought me to where I am right now. And I thank the grace of God for the fact that I'm able to sit here and talk with you guys and share a bit about my story in hopes to spread some hope and inspiration. We are limitless beings. We are essentially spirit beings just having a human experience. Wayne Dwyer, great guy, very knowledgeable. God rest his soul. But anyway, that's all I got to say for now. Like, love, share, and subscribe. I ask you to subscribe to StArt. Also go check out my website. This here, my friends, is one of my designs. I have like hundreds of shirts. Every single one is one of a kind, just like you. Also working on this beautiful masterpiece. I've only got about 27 hours into it so far. I personalized my style to Meti creational art. So basically combining meditation and creation together. We are all divinely and spiritually gifted. And it's a matter of tapping in to those gifts and utilizing it and making it something that brings us joy and happiness. And then we can take those gifts and we can share with the world and, bring that love and that light through our gifts to others, right? So once again, subscribe to StArt and share, invite others, and go like my Facebook page. You won't regret it. And go check out the website. It's great stuff. Peace and love and harmony to all y'all.